Oh no. Welcome to... You can't see the whole board. Shit. Welcome to Quirk Rants. This first episode ever. Toru Hagakure. Oof, don't burn yourself on the candle. Welcome to Quirk Rants with Tamaki Yamajiki. Because I never do anything out of cosplay. And things are always more interesting in cosplay, trying to be more or less in character. I think Quirk Rants isn't going to be that much in character, but I'm in Tamaki Yamajiki. Anyway, Quirk Rant time. Toru Hagakure. I'm probably going to be making a lot of episodes about Quirk Rants, because I really enjoy ranting to my friends about different BNHA characters' quirks. It is very fun, and sometimes there's just a lot there's a lot I have to say about them. So, to start it off, I'm going in no particular order, but starting with in general class 1A. Then I'm sorry I messed with this little piece of hair so much. I am sorry if that bothers you, but I do it a lot because I fix it a lot. I have to constantly stop myself from doing that when I make TikToks. The reason I'm starting off with Toru Hagakure, the reason I'm starting off with her is because I tend to have the most to say about her. I went through the fandom wiki, her character page, to get a little more things, to see if there was more things I wanted to talk about, and there was, and to get a little bit more information than what I could just remember off the top of my head, despite having recently rewatched the show. I'll just start off with her quirk, and then erase that piece on the board, even though you can't see the board. Just because I don't want to forget that I did that part. Her quirk. Invisibility. Okay, so very, very plain kind of quirk. I will bring up the fact of her quirk a lot in talking about other things too, but just her quirk in general. When I looked at the fandom wiki, it said it was... The fandom wiki said it was unclear if her quirk could be activated or deactivated, because I didn't find anything on... Wait, I need to look it up. Okay, I just looked up to confirm, because it didn't say directly on the fandom wiki when I read it. Basically, for any of these quirk rants, I'm sorry if I get info wrong. I'm going based off of what I can look up. If I get anything wrong, I apologize. You can absolutely correct me in the comments. But it seems like as far as it's known, because it's a mutant quirk, not an emitter, she was, as far as it's known, Hagakure was born invisible. And one or maybe both of her parents are also invisible. And from the fandom wiki, it says it's unclear whether it can be activated or deactivated, but from what is shown, it is permanently active because she's a bit invisible even while unconscious. So, more or less, it just seems like a regular mutant quirk that she can't really control, more or less. Like, she can't make herself visible, which would make sense for just plain invisibility. Start off with her hero name before I go into the costume, because I don't have a lot to say about her hero name. Her hero name, Invisible Girl, obviously, even says in the fandom wiki, a lot like Fantastic Four, Invisible Woman. I mean, it's a very basic hero name. Very basic, very straight to the point. And that's not a bad thing. Hagakure herself seems like a very generic, basic girl, and I don't mean that as an insult. That's just seems like that's the way she is, the way she's always been. And that's perfectly alright. And I mean, I'm curious how she chose her name. I mean, not that curious, Invisible Girl's very basic. I mean, from the fandom wiki mentioning, you know, Fantastic Four, it'd kind of be cool if, like, comics like those existed in the BNHA universe, and she got it from an Invisible Woman. Like, that'd be cool. Her hero costume. Her costume doubles up with the fact that, from what I read, it seems that she's clearly unashamed to undress or be naked in front of everybody. Because she can't be seen, she has no reason to be ashamed, which is perfectly understandable. But also, her costume is just a pair of gloves and a pair of boots. I assume that the gloves and the boots in the first place are so that before she goes into battle, her teammates can see her in some form. They can see her hands and her feet. Basically just so her teammates can see her. That's perfectly reasonable. But I was talking to a friend, and we agreed that we really wish, like, we hope / wish that her costume is kind of like Mirio Togata's? Togata's? I'm gonna say Togata. Togata. Mirio. We're hoping that her costume is like Mirio's, where, it's like made from her hair, or basically the same kind of material as that, scientifically just based off of how her hair or something works, like Mirio's is from his hair and stuff. That's why he can phase through walls with his hero costume. We hope / wish that her hero costume was like that, or would be like that, because the imagery of a 16-year-old girl being completely naked on the battlefield is not a good image. I'm just gonna say that's not a good image. Nobody really thinks about it. Nobody talks about it. I'm surprised Mineta hasn't said anything about it, unless he has. I don't know. I'm shocked Mineta hasn't said anything about it. I don't like it. A 16-year-old girl naked on the battlefield for stealth. I mean, it's awesome. Her quirk is awesome because so stealthy. Because it makes her incredibly stealthy. But why? What I think would be cool is, from what I can tell, her hero costume literally just is the gloves and boots and nothing else. She's naked otherwise. And when she takes those off, she is naked. Can somebody tell me how that was approved by the costume department for this girl's hero costume to just be gloves and shoes? And that's it. How is that approved? Is it because she's invisible? They're like, oh, it's okay. How is that approved? Like, how is everyone's like, just okay with it. Except, like, when she actually takes off the gloves and shoes and stuff, and they get all awkward about it. what I would love to happen is for her to, like, be told what Muriel's hero costume is and be inspired by that. To, like, use her hair like that to make a costume to where she is clothed on the battlefield, even if it's minimal. Something so she's not completely naked on the battlefield. If she was inspired to edit her costume like that because of Muriel, I would love it. It'd be amazing. I was reminded after looking through the fandom wiki and a conversation I had with a friend that because I'd heard light refraction somewhere in the show and I couldn't remember what. Her super move is light refraction, which when on fandom wiki it said that it was basically her being able to control light going through her, kind of like a lens flare, to be able to blind enemies. Which, okay. But I have a question, because it didn't explain how does she do that? How is she able to affect light refraction? How is she able to have a super move like that if she's literally just invisible? How can she bend light through her, around her, whatever, however it works? How does it work? I mean, that's a cool move. Personally, I think it would be cool if her quirk was just light refraction. Not invisibility, light refraction. Because that would be so much cooler. I want my girl to be cooler. And just having a quirk that is light refraction would imply that she can affect whether she is invisible or not. She can affect parts of her invisible. She can make other things invisible. She can change the colors of things. Do that, what her super move is, where she can blind people with it. There's so much more. There would be so much more to her abilities if her quirk was light refraction instead of invisibility. I also read on the fandom wiki that originally her character was male, but she was changed to female. One of the reasons was definitely because there was a lack of female characters. Completely understandable. Another was like, Horikoshi thought it would be funnier to have an invisible girl. I mean, honestly, I would have loved an invisible boy. Because of Invisible Woman and everything from Fantastic Four and stuff. An invisible female, I'm used to. An invisible guy, I think would be cooler, I think. Also not as awkward, not as potentially pervy for the hero costume to be being naked. Not as potentially pervy. I know that sounds kind of sexist, but on a basis level, that's kind of just how our world kind of works. It's a lot easier to be pervy about it if it's a female over a male. That's kind of just how things work. Anyway, moving on, away from her quirk. Moving on to the entrance exam. How did Hagakure pass the entrance exam? Because it was, like, there's a lot of things in the show where we don't see what she does. We just don't see it. We don't see what happens with her. We see what happens with the other cooler quirks. Like, how did she pass the entrance exam high enough to get into 1A? How did she get into 1A? Or any hero course? I'm not against Hagakure at all. I love her. She's a great character. I just... There's so much missing from her story. That's what I feel like. There's so much missing from her story. Because how did she pass the entrance exam? The entrance exam is battling robots. Please tell me, how did she beat the robots? And you can tell me she probably got some saving points too, like hero points, saving other people. She could have totally gotten those. But you cannot tell me that she got only those points, because Midoriya is the only person who got nothing but saving points from saving someone's life. He's the only one who got nothing but those points. So you can't tell me Hagakure got nothing but those points. She has to have destroyed some of the robots as well, because that's how the point system worked. She has to have destroyed some of the robots. How did she do it? Like, did she trip them somehow? I know that whole super move light refraction thing, she didn't do that until later on, because that became a super move. Like, how did she beat the robots? Please, somebody tell me. How did an ordinary girl that is just invisible, which means like the robots probably wouldn't see her unless they had like, what is it called? The temperature vision thing? Heat vision? Unless they could see her through her heat signature, they wouldn't be able to like notice that she's there. But how did she fight them? How did she destroy them? That's what I want to know. Somebody please tell me how. Right along those lines, the first day of school, Aizawa's physical exam. When I looked it up on the fandom wiki, she placed 18th. 18th in the class. Please tell me how she placed 18th. Please tell me. Again, I have nothing against Hagakure. She's great as a character. But please tell me how she beat Midoriya. Because I mean, you can tell me that, because we don't really know much about her past. You can tell me that she probably had some sort of like martial arts training, because her main style is just physical fist fighting, obviously. I haven't heard anywhere that she has any background and any... She doesn't... I haven't heard of her having any background in martial arts training or just in general physical education, I guess. Like, we don't know if her background includes like a lot of being a runner, being a fighter, being a weightlifter, or anything like that. We don't know anything about that. But consider Midoriya, who had been training for 10 months straight before the entrance exam, and still continues to train as much as possible afterwards. He is buff. He is buff. He is strong. He should be fairly fast. He should be like above average on a basic human physical ability skill, like without a quirk. Hagakure would be about average as well, because her quirk is just invisibility. Her quirk does not enhance her physical traits, does not enhance like her physical active ability whatsoever. Even if she has like a background in martial arts or running ability or whatever, even if she has a background in that, on a basic level, I'm saying basic level so much, but on a base level, males, because of testosterone stuff, are stronger and faster than females. And with all that training we saw Midoriya do, he is buff. Please. Like, when you see Hagakure in her school uniform, she's curvy. She's a curvy girl. She does not look buff. She's fairly slender, but she's also got some curves to her. Please tell me how she beat Midoriya in anything. How she was faster, stronger than Midoriya was. Please tell me. And also, she scored 18. Who else did she score above? Because when I saw on the fandom wiki the scores, it did not show everyone's scores for everything. She should have been like 19th place. Midoriya should have been in 18th place. It should have gone like Mineta last, Hagakure 19th, and then Midoriya 18th. That would make more sense. Honestly. Last thing I want to talk about, because I've been recording for 30 minutes. I'm gonna cut so much out of this, because I pause a lot. Because her quirk is just invisibility, nothing else. So we really don't know much about Hagakure, other than her personality and stuff. We don't know her background or anything. What I want to know is, what is her motivation to become a hero? Why does she want to become a hero? I'm just genuinely curious. I want to know everyone's motivation to become a hero. Their motivations are really compelling. I love them. That is all for this first ever episode of Quirk Rants with Tamaki Yamajiki. Thank you for coming. And I hope you stick around for the next episode or whatever. I'm probably gonna talk about a lot of characters, so I think this series is gonna be around for a while. I'm probably gonna record a lot of episodes today alone. So thank you for sticking around. Please, like if you like the goddamn video. Comment if you got something to say about the goddamn video. And subscribe if you want to see more from me. Because I think that'd be awesome. I'd love it. And I hope you all have a great day. Bye.